Hi, everybody. We can just keep passing it around so it's empty by the end of the night. Welcome to our annual grants, first meeting of the grant cycle. It's very exciting. We have 42 grants this year, and that was really exciting to see that increase. I just want to take a minute to publicly thank Heather for stepping up and doing everything. I have been in the past 24, 25 days in the hospital, 13 of them.
Oh, no.
I'm fine. They have found absolutely nothing wrong with me. They just like my company, I guess. But I just got out a couple of days ago. I was there for 8 days, and turns out that they can't figure out what I had. I had fluid around my lungs and heart, but it's fine. It's done. Every test I've ever had is negative, but I really want to thank Heather for stepping up when I absolutely could not. So everything that's run so smoothly is directly attributable to her.
You wouldn't know it because I'm here like at the last. It is actually because I was very last minute things for this meeting, but. So that was your welcome.
We're here, welcome. It's very good to be here with a clean bill of health and just a few black blue marks.
It's okay, we're not gonna put you to the test of show and tell. So
Not too bad.
So we'll do the roll call then.
Okay.
I'm here, Joni's here, Abby's here, Kavita, Steve. Manya, Jean. Amy said she would not be able to make it, but I have notes from her. So
Okay.
Amy is not here. Tracy, hello. Christine, hello. Michael is here. Rana's here. Wendy's here. Shona's here. So, great. Thanks everybody for making it. Did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes from the last meeting? Abby, I corrected something because just on the heading, you hadn't changed it to. Okay. You had like mural subcommittee. At least the one it linked to did, so I just. Okay. You know, but I changed that, but other than that, I think you already got a note to change on things, but.
Yep, I fixed that.
Right. Does anyone want to make a motion for 2 minutes? Everybody say. This is what you read.
Second, everybody in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? The minutes are accepted.
Okay, then treasurer update,
All right.
you ready?
That's what I was putting up the numbers.
So, JP might have, we're not, well, anyway, you go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just going to start with the update for 2024 and 25. We have a total funding of $29,459 for this year's funding, out of which we have $18,300 from the town of Needham. Those funds expire in June 2025. And we have $9,400 that comes from the state, NCC, that expire in December of 2025. And there are some funds that roll over, which makes the total to $29,459 for 2024 and 25. Last year, that is 2023 and 24, we had encumbered funds of 5,984. There were 5 grants that were just today. I received the update that they were reimbursed. I will update those numbers and send it out to you, Abby, for the meeting notes. Yeah, and we the mural was complete. And that accounting as well, I will send it over separately to you for numbers.
That takes care of all the ARPA money
The
and
ARPA money
that's
was spent,
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
The ARPA money was spent
We did it.
towards the mural. Okay. Chapel Street mural project updates. Did you guys get a chance? Has everyone gotten a chance to see it?
Yeah, it's great, amazing.
I think it looks fabulous.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you wandered by when she was working on it, but she's really
Yes, I
lovely.
did. Yeah,
You
I
did,
saw
you got-
two women. Dawn, two women.
Okay,
Dawn,
Yeah.
like, I think one is Mia.
Mia
I
is
didn't
the
get to go
artist.
say hi to them. but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
thought that
young,
was
long, red hair.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, she's great. I don't know if any of you got to meet her, she's really lovely.
What a
Um,
sweetheart.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of positive feedback from the town. It was in the, is Amy still here? Amy went, thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
She
Yeah.
got it in the weekly newsletter with a big picture of it and a little explanation about it, so that was great. The Needham Local did an article, talking about it, and did I forward it to you guys or not, the Needham Local article on it? I can forward it to you if I didn't. Yeah, so, let me get on that.
The video she made was really great also.
I know, and
Yeah,
I
that
don't,
was
you
cute.
guys, I sent it out, I sent you
Yeah.
the video, so that was so sweet, and I posted
It
on
was fun to
Facebook.
see.
And I need a
Alright, that's
Facebook,
fine.
and there was a lot of
My
really
daughter.
positive, I think the town is great, a lot of people in town are very happy. If you can go by Facebook likes, but there was a lot of, there's just a lot of really.
The owner of the building is so happy. And he was really difficult up until the minute he was threatening to pull it that day.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, he threatened to pull permission because we hadn't sent him in writing a letter, a signed letter stating that he would not be financially responsible for any part of the mural, even though it was in the contract, he wanted a separate letter. So I
think
called,
JP
I
walked it
called
over, right?
JP and I said to him, I said, he is threatening to not let her start if we don't have that. He wrote it up and walked it over and handed it to him. But now he's so happy that he just,
Yeah, I guess she can literally charm the bird out of it.
She really
And onto
is.
the mural,
yeah,
so.
I mean, she charmed him and,
Yeah.
and the old Carmagen in the shoe store there, in the cobble store, whatever it is, and who's his brother. And his brother is just, he loves it, and he wants it right to the back and couldn't be happier, so. it was nice.
So,
Very nice.
the Observer also contacted us and they wanna talk to her too, so there might be something in the Observer, which is great, because I don't know that have you had a project in the Observer yet?
They did the first, no, because they're new.
They
We
just
haven't-
started doing
Right,
the
we
art
still had
stuff.
the real paper at the time that we did
So-
the other one.
So that's
The
pretty
knitting store
exciting.
was thrilled. I was in
Yeah.
the knitting store today.
Oh, that's
Really,
nice.
really cool.
And then I don't think you can pull it up, though, or I don't know how to pull it up. Can we pull it up for the? Wait, who's good with the computer?
They have to be on their computer or you have to
Yeah.
send
My
it to
tour
them.
is-
Okay.
What do you need
so-
me to do?
But they can log it, you can log, well,
Oh, you want me to go over there?
yeah, can you log into?
How do you know I'm good with the computer?
I don't, you just got up and offered, so,
No,
We may not be able to get back to this, though.
oh, okay,
I'm used to being bossed around.
all right,
So
so
Michael, if you do something, can you get back to this?
as long as he doesn't log out. you
I
can
need to
open
do
another
share.
screen Within Zoom, right? So
Here we
you
go. All right, so I am not seeing your screen. Are we supposed to see
I mean, the
yours?
other thing I can do is pass around the picture, but she did send an image of the back.
All right, let me see.
what do you need to,
So you wanna go to,
yeah.
yeah, go to Google Docs.
Michael, we can do the share later. I think we should just open that up first.
I just did share. Is this it here?
No.
No, I'm saying, let's get it out, like, we should be out of the share first.
Okay,
We can open the browser, but what do you want to log in?
So I wanted to log
Docs.
into Google Docs and I put
Yeah.
in,
If you go to the Chrome, I think. It's right there.
Other.
The little the
Besides
chrome
the
on
On the
her-
right, on the bottom, very
Oh,
bottom.
here, okay.
You want to know, love the media marks?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can just open a new.
Okay, you want me to go to Nita Marks? Do you want to do it? I am actually pretty good.
okay. So as she's trying to find it, Leah sent a very brief proposal to do the back of the building, because as she was working on it, she sort of envisioned it going around the back so that, and there's a lot of people in that parking lot, or if you're walking to James, you see it. And there's a design she sent us, that I put into.
Is that the correct?
Would that be something we need to send back out?
Or is it Needham Council for Arts?
It's Needham Council for Arts and.
Is the design continuation like right
Yeah,
around the
so-
corner?
Yeah, so I have a drawing that I put on.
Is this right?
I think so, yeah, that's what I did. That-
Yeah.
No, that's not, yeah.
Is the Needham Council?
No.
Hold on.
This is looking familiar.
Is it?
I can also just pop it up on my
NCAC?
phone, but,
No?
and pass
It's
it
Needham
around.
Arts and Culture
Okay, it's not
at
council.
gmail.com, Needham Arts and Culture.
Okay, where would that be?
So if you go to,
There, Mia Cross mural back of building.
so that's the drawing sheet.
Oh, isn't that
lovely?
Isn't that great?
Mhm.
So, and this would be an additional 2,000. And I believe it's, as long as we vote on it, we can
We can
do it. And, but then we have to get a town approval for this as well, which is fine. But I'm thinking the thing to do would be to vote on holding 2,000 back from
Other.
the money that we have to
Right.
pay for this, but of course we have to agree to that,
Mhm.
so. I would be in favor, and I think, and
Should we see what the other proposals
we
are
got
first? then?
verbal permission from, she got verbal permission. from
Yeah, and I
us, so
spoke to him afterwards,
You did.
yeah,
And,
he's very excited about it. The
yeah, I
cobbler,
know, no kidding.
the cobbler asked if they could put shoes in, so if you notice,
Yeah,
there's
on
a
the
pair of
bottom left.
shoes in the
Oh,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
bottom
great.
corner, which is just so sweet.
Yeah.
It's cute.
That is sweet.
I love it.
So how much was the main mural again? I forgot.
7,000.
Seven.
And she wants two to do
Yeah.
this?
To do the back.
So
Kind of a
should we
bargain.
vote
I know,
now?
I'd like to
That's
make
not
a
lot.
motion to accept this.
Yeah. and-
I think the
For
town, I don't know
$2,000.
why the town would say no.
The town will say yes.
Because I think they'll be.
I think that.
How could they say no? First off, $2,000 is ridiculously low.
Yeah.
I know, I feel.
You
like-
couldn't get a painter to paint the back of that for $1,000.
I know.
Although we will have to get somebody to power wash it again, right? So that's.
No,
Right.
she said it's so small, it's not even,
Not worth.
it's
washing,
no, it
okay.
wouldn't need it.
Okay.
I'll power wash it.
Okay.
No, I mean, it really should be power washed.
I actually own a power washer.
I'll use your power
I have
wash
one
it,
too.
and I'll
So
do
you
it.
You and I
have to
can
bring
head
it
out there in
down.
our overalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to come to my house?
That's $750.
Oh,
okay.
It'll cover the free time
There
here.
you go. There you go.
Heather, does this need to be shared on the Zoom as well?
If you can, sure, and, yeah, you might, then, those people, that would be nice, and people can,
I don't think anybody's on Zoom tonight,
yeah, I
but
mean, they're probably all in the town meeting.
yeah.
We're probably recording Zoom as well.
Better not be.
It's our
So, we
So
need,
Michael made a motion.
okay, Michael made a note,
Right.
and Michael, can you
But
repeat
just-
that?
I'd like to make a motion to approve $2,000 for the additional mural on the Chapel Street building.
Second,
But is that being taken out from this current monies that we're getting
Yeah.
proposals for?
Yes, but we have,
not from the grant money, it's from the other money.
it's from town
Okay,
discretionary funding.
Didn't we put money away into like a slush? fund?
That's part of it, but that's different. We still have more money from that. So we would take it from that money.
Okay.
All in favor? All opposed? Carries.
Okay,
Great.
that's excellent. Great. And then the next thing was the harvest fair update. Thank you for those that came to help out. We had some finger knitting in hopes that the. I should have brought fancy yarn.
Yeah,
She was great.
Yeah, she, at one point, she needed like this long, like
Wow.
all the way. down.
Really?
She
That's
loved it,
adorable.
Yeah.
So we did some finger knitting in hopes that this mural would be the one chosen,
Yeah.
right? Like, that was a little
Yeah, yeah.
presumptuous
It's
of me,
related
but
to the-
anyway, it all worked out.
It all worked out.
Doves
flying around.
So the other thing I forgot to mention about the mural is that when if she does the back, you know, if the town approves that she does the back, we should have some kind, and I don't think we have time to talk about it now, but just to put it out there that we could have some sort of event celebrating the
Right.
mural when she does it in the spring.
Yeah, it'll be
and
the spring. We
Yeah.
should.
And then we can bring back the finger knitting. I actually thought maybe we could get the knitting store
Right.
involved
Yeah.
somehow.
Oh, that's a good
Because it's
idea.
like the one
Ah.
textile store
Mhm.
in town, so, but yeah, and we got a lot of curious people coming by, and it felt a little slower than last year in terms of people coming up to the booth, I think. You think so too?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I
It
don't know if the
definitely
whole
was.
event, anyway, were you gonna say something?
No, no.
Okay, but I think overall it was good, and Shona, we had her posters up.
All right.
Yeah, they
Those were
great.
awesome.
They were great. They were great.
Yeah, they were really nice. So thanks everyone for that. And then, the next thing was grant money for food and scholarship. So I just wanted to clarify that. Charlie talked to me afterwards. The way it was written in the email from the NCC was rather confusing. And so I kind of, maybe misspoke a little bit, but we already can give money, like sometimes when people itemize grants, they do have food in there. But from what she said, it just allows us, if we were to have an event, to have some food there as well, and that we could use money from the MCC for that. I'm sorry. So for instance, usually we get lucky and we have sorry, we've had our events at North Hill, and they've been very generous with providing food for the event, but not everybody has that. So for instance, for an event like that, where they want us to invite all the grantees, they're okaying the use of money for something like that.
Right.
And I hope I'm getting this right. And then as far as the scholarship goes, we have to look at that as how it's not in terms, I know last time you guys were getting excited about the idea of having a scholarship, but that's not, really our funding is not for that specifically, although I guess you could make an argument for it, but I think the idea of what we do here is to benefit as many people in town as we can. So like doing a scholarship for one kid in high school, although that's a wonderful thing, because I feel like arts are overlooked, it's not really, it doesn't really go along with how we think with our agenda and our priorities. So, but I think what I meant by bringing that up and what they meant, the MCC, was just if there was, for instance, like the Highland Glee Club has some scholarship funding. And so that might be on their itemized list, but that's there's a whole lot of other stuff. They're not gonna, you don't really know which part of their programming they're gonna use the money for, but if scholarship was part of that, then that would be okay. So that's all, I just wanted to clarify that. I am going to.
Is that me? Sorry about that.
Very briefly talk about open meeting laws.
Right.
So when we have a conversation, I hope, all right, so does anyone have questions about that? Or can we move on to open meeting laws now? Okay, I know this is all exciting, but some of that does come up in your conflict of training, and some of it is in, I think some of it is in
Some of it's in the tool.
in the toolkit too. I don't
It's not in
remember.
the
It's all-
toolkit, it's in all the stuff from the MCC about rules that govern meetings.
So, which is a lot, but one thing to keep in mind is that, and the reason we have to discuss most of our stuff here is because if you have more than two people talking about the MCC outside of a meeting, then technically that becomes a meeting and you have to have an agenda posted for it. So like, and it's really easy to do, like you'll be talking and suddenly you'll be talking about the MCC because you are out of the room with several people and you start to have a discussion and it has to be, it's not like, oh, that's a terrible thing to do. It's just that because we're a government body, it has to
Right.
be open to the public, and that's why now we're zooming all this, or people are invited to come to a meeting if they, this meeting is open, although you can see everyone's flocking to come here, but.
Even though we have candy, I mean.
That's
come on.
all right.
I know, I haven't eaten one.
Pass
This
it
is
around,
insane.
take a piece and passing it.
Well, I
The
will
Wonder Ball,
pass it around and then bring it back to me
It's,
once I'm done talking so much.
Where are these videos available anyway?
You know what? That is such a good question. Every time I look for them,
Yeah.
I'm like, where the heck is this video?
I think there's a YouTube channel.
Oh, there's a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
yeah,
Needham
yeah.
Town.
Needham.
Yeah, okay, Needham
Out
Town.
of town.
But yet I still have
You wanna
trouble
go
finding
sleep?
it. I don't know.
You have to kind of scroll back,
Give it some-
and then you find it.
Oh.
Yeah, so
There's no search.
on and on and on. The open meeting law, goes back, a long, long time, but it really is for the kind of things like after the meeting when everybody's hanging out in the parking lot and talking. You can't do that under governmental
I mean, you could talk, it's not
laws.
about.
Yeah.
because more than two people constitutes a meeting that has to follow the 10-day or whatever it is, the week agenda before, and the this and the that and everything else, and the Zoom and, and it even came up when Heather and I were gonna be co-chairs. We could not meet with Charlie because it's three of us. We had to do one at a time.
Oh.
Although she did give us an outline, but you couldn't, yeah. So if you're discussing ideas, so, and then emailing is the same thing. If you want to email one of us, but if it's, generally the emails go out, like if it's about the meeting, then of course, we're gonna send you information about that. And what else? And then we'll have, I think we should have somebody come and just clarify it anyway, because it's so nuanced, but that's the general rule of thumb. If you have any questions, then, then don't do it, basically.
If you find yourself in the parking lot talking about stuff that was in the meeting, somebody needs to say, we can't do this.
Well, I think,
That's
see,
it.
that's where I think it's confusing, and it's like, if you're not building up ideas, that's where it gets kind of nebulous, like, if you're just saying, can you explain this, I didn't get that, then I believe that's okay, but, yeah,
I don't know, it's,
and JP can explain
it's
this
so
better.
nuanced and it's so breakable with that. I mean, my guess is that everybody everywhere is breaking this law in parking lots around the entire state.
You don't.
That's exactly right, nobody does.
Yeah. So, but I think we'll get this a little more clarified,
Yeah.
because it's slightly, even to me, I'm like, oh, really? You can't do that, but, so we'll have either JP or somebody else from town management come
Right.
in and explain it better. And the next thing is the Pollard Theater. So Christine, you wanna?
Yep, very briefly, I won't take everyone's time on that. As you know, I'm a big advocate of performing arts space in our town. And Friends of Music is forming a committee that is gonna be beyond just Friends of Music. I'm no longer in on that board, but we are pulling together a committee of citizens that would like to see a better performing arts space in our town. As such, the first meeting is gonna be January 27th at 7 PM. And there will be a Zoom component to that as well, because yours truly won't be in the country for that period of time. But if any of you are interested in joining that committee, please don't hesitate to raise your hand and let me know, and I'll be sure that you get the information for that. That's it. Any questions? Okay, great, thank you.
Okay. Welcome to grant reviews. The way we do this is that each person very briefly summarizes what their grant was, gives reasons why they support it and reasons why they do not support it. And we just plow through these and go from there. Abby, you have the whole list and you're ready to
Ready to rock.
ready to rock and roll?
So do you wanna open up in the
Yeah.
Google Docs and now,
I love
now I
that.
get to eat.
Now you get
Go crazy.
to-
Oh,
So
don't say that, that's.
I think, I mean, what I have always found, and I should have sent this out to people, is I just print the list.
The table of contents.
The table of contents, and I make my notes on it, we just go through it. I don't have the list of who had what, do you have that list?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Needham on the Edge of Revolution.
Okay.
So, hang on, for a second. No, that's okay. Vita, you can go down to comment, there's like a comment line. And I did not put in if they were, I did not have the time to even go in that, but with this, we're doing money next time, so it
Right,
doesn't matter, but
Right,
that you can leave a comment section. There is, no, there is one there already.
No, I'm just like
Oh, you're just.
trying to
broad-
phrase,
okay.
yeah. If anybody knows how to freeze this.
Do you want to just collapse? Are you trying to collapse it?
No, I'm just trying to
Freeze
freeze it so that,
Oh, I see.
If you double click on each one, it comes
Yeah.
in full, but, so if you go down, so you're on,
Is that what you want to do?
No, she wants to freeze it, so that as you scroll over, we're always looking in the left-hand
Oh,
column at the
right.
applicant name.
It might be like a lock. Can you right?
You have to go up to one of the
Isn't it
top
data?
headers. Yeah. I don't know whether it's format.
I
and
think
then
it's
freeze
tools,
frame.
I think it's under tools.
It's just not the same as Excel, huh?
yeah, that's what I was looking.
well, this
at.
is,
so
this is the
frustrating.
spreadsheet that was done in Excel, but now it's
Right.
updated on here, so.
Wait, it might
Where
be.
now can you, let's see.
No, that isn't
View?
that, no,
No.
well, maybe view.
Or function?
Yeah.
Function is- yeah, there you go.
Freeze,
Function is
okay.
that.
That's right. That's the.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Marketing.
Do we want to add a
I'm
comment
just getting
column
to
and
know.
freeze that?
There
as
is a
well?
comment.
There is one all the way to the
Because at
right.
the
Yeah.
end,
I think you passed it.
No,
And then there's an art word, then there's town eligible.
Explanation.
Explanation, is that it?
Explanation.
Yeah, explanation.
So you can just put that, yeah, right, met or unmet, both of it, so.
Okay, Abby.
Okay. You know, bombed all these morning, I'm gonna put a bomb you now. So,
Oh, wait, hang on a sec, sorry. There should be, maybe I didn't. Is there one that says first grant meeting? I think that's where I'm sorry, I just did this today, so.
Is this the one? Okay, was it a different spreadsheet?
No, same one, but go over.
Is it a
it's the
different
one that
tab?
Says
No,
explanation, there you go.
Yeah,
it
that's-
was.
No,
Yeah.
sorry, there was another one that just said,
Of unmet local criteria,
are we at the end now?
yeah.
Mm,
I thought there was one that said first grant meeting.
Can add it.
Do you want me to add it towards, like, after
No,
this?
because it's,
No, we just need a comment in that explanation.
Something we may want to edit next time, or?
no, I just,
Do you want me to just take notes?
no, it's easier if you do it on here, but I thought there was a column that said. Go back again, just slowly so I can see, sorry. See. I mean, go back, scroll back over.
Yeah, but those are all of them, the rest are all filled in.
Decision approved or denied.
First
Okay.
meeting notes.
First meeting notes.
Yeah, first meeting notes, that's what you want. First meeting notes, sorry. And I did the XYZ because it wasn't making all bold for me. It was just overlapping all the other text, so, yeah, all right, there you go, first meeting notes. Sorry about that.
Okay,
We good?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good, sorry.
No, no,
Thanks
no.
for your patience.
No, it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna pass this around. This is an article that was, ran in the Needham Local about last year's event for the King's Own Fourth Regiment of Foot. With pictures, if you guys wanna check that out. Okay, so the Fourth Foot is a historical reenactment group. It depicts a regiment of British soldiers as well as civilians who were attempting to prevent the American Revolution. They present a very unique perspective on the often told Revolution story, and they bring it to life with conversation, cooking fires, costume, and camaraderie. They're a volunteer troop dedicated to research as well as community engagement. And they find joy in answering difficult and thorny questions and inspiring civic pride in those who attend their events. Last year, the Fourth Foot hosted a live event workshop in full regalia, as you can see here in front of Town Hall. It took place on June 22nd, and it happened along with a presentation from the Needham History Center. And about 300 people attended for free. I know a middle schooler who was there, and he showed up in full Hamilton regalia and he had an absolute blast. So people had a lot of fun. The Fourth hopes to build on last year's event with excitement about this year's 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord and the siege of Boston. They're hoping to collaborate again with the Needham History Center in order to further expand on and highlight Needham's specific role in the early days of the Revolution. Last year, we granted the Fourth $1,000 for their events. They're requesting $1,000 again this year. The only thorny thing I saw is that the group does not have a firm date planned for this year's event. I did confirm that with the leader of their troop, that they don't know a specific date. They noted they won't be hosting in June again because they'll be busy with Bunker Hill reenactments, and they're looking for guidance from us as to which date would best suit the town.
Did they get confirmation from the town that they would?
They did not.
Okay.
They did not. They couldn't imagine it would be an issue because last year was such a resounding success. So they didn't foresee any problems, but they did not have specific firm commitments from anybody. So
I don't think it'll be a problem.
And then last year, they were given 1,000, right?
they were given $1,000 last year, and that's to cover costs of uniforms, musketry, cooking equipment, weaponry. There was like a bunch of different things that they used during the course of their reenactment that they need to, and then research, of course, that they need to do. So,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Mary? So being this, trying to, follow the outline here. They are not a Needham-based group, correct?
They're not,
doing-
they're based in Winchester. They do have reenactors who live in Needham.
Right,
So that kind of gives them an in into the town. So that's how they ended up in the town last year. And also because Needham has revolutionary roots, so they ended up here because of that connection.
Right, and they're doing it for our town.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
so that's.
So that's a really good question, because a lot of
That's
times
right.
people are not from there.
right.
Most of the
Yeah.
time they're not.
They're most, yeah, so,
It's as long as what they're doing benefits our town.
Yeah.
it's a benefit as it is, but it's, yeah.
Right, that would be the only, I mean, if we're looking at 30 total points, I don't know how we get to the, dividing up the funds at what point and that sort of thing.
That's the next one.
But to me, that would make them not 30 points perhaps, but
Oh,
close
yeah,
to.
no, they are 30 points on
Okay.
my list.
Okay, all
Sure,
right,
yeah.
so that was just
Yeah.
my.
In
Yeah.
interest of
Yeah.
time, we have to keep these really short.
Yeah.
So do you recommend them?
Yes.
Okay, that's all
So
we
it's just
need.
a recommend or not?
Yes.
And then we get to further.
Well, if somebody hasn't, yeah. and
Right,
then
if,
next time we'll-
if there is a big issue, if somebody says, well, I have a real, I have a
Okay.
hesitation, we discuss it,
Okay.
okay?
So, but next time we'll like say, we'll do, I mean, I guess we could go through them and then next time just like confirm that everyone agrees it should be
Correct.
granted or not.
We usually don't do that, but we can do that.
But however you do it, I just.
I can't remember.
Some information.
Are we looking at the financial part of it next time?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
second one.
Right.
Okay, combating hate and prejudice.
Okay, combating hate and prejudice. So Janet Applefield has an astounding and important story of survival, which she intends to share with Pollard Middle School students in her program Combating Hate and Prejudice. As a young Jewish girl, Janet, then named Gustava, was renamed Christia and hidden as a Catholic child in plain sight by a group of strangers, not all of whom had good intentions. Over the course of her story, we learn about the hardships, prejudices, and shifts of identity she encountered, and finally about the brutal murder of her mother and other members of her extended family by the Nazis. This is a story of resilience, perseverance, empathy, and purpose. Ms. Applefield uses the lessons of history to challenge students to recognize their own biases and stand up to bigotry and hate in their own communities, something that is very relevant in this juncture. Ms. Applefield is requesting $450 as a speaker fee for this program. She has not previously applied for an NCAC grant. Ms. Applefield specified a date of May 6, 2025 at Pollard Middle School in her application, but as of today, that is not a date to which Pollard is firmly committed. Pollard has hosted Ms. Applefield in the past, and she noted she was warmly received there, but she does not have a specific confirmation from Pollard or for that date in particular at this time. I was also unable to find out whether or not she applied or would consider applying to the Needham Education Foundation for additional funding for her program. She was evasive on that.
Well, if she doesn't need other funding,
Right.
she might not want
She
to.
might not want to. She's applying to a number of other LLCs for this program, but I do recommend that we,
Yeah.
that we bring her to this.
Her book is excellent. I think it's
Becoming Janet.
It's really.
Yeah. I think it's an important story and I'd really like to see it be brought to our community.
And if she applies to other councils, she'll be going to their schools in those towns.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd really like to see her story brought here.
Okay.
Is she a local resident?
She is not,
Oh, Sharon. Too close.
yeah, she's close by.
Okay, and
The last is the Arlington
Is
Players
that a
Theater.
recommendation or?
Yes.
yeah, she said,
Yes. And the Arlequin Players Theater, they're putting on Finish the Bright Falcon. The Arlequin Players Theater was established 15 years ago in Needham and serves a core committed audience comprised of Jewish, Russian-speaking immigrants from the former Soviet Union and Russian-speaking refugees from Ukraine. In light of the current war in Ukraine, the group has made it its mission to stand in solidarity with playwrights and other theater artists who have been persecuted for speaking challenging, critical truths. They will be presenting in April 2025 a play about the harrowing stories of Russian and Russian-speaking women who have been lured to marry militants from the Islamic State. The two playwrights who crafted it were wrongly jailed for 6 years each for justifying terrorism. Russia has repressed and suppressed artistic institutions aggressively since launching its offensive against Ukraine in 2022. Arlequin wants those voices to be heard. Their productions will be both in English and in Russian. so accessible to the wider community, and will attract audience members from Needham and beyond. And the Arlequin players are requesting $1,500, and last year the NCAC granted them $600. I know we've given them funding for many, many years.
Right. Is your recommendation yes?
Absolutely.
Right, and so we would have to, money will be. Maybe you could just put yes or
Yes.
no, keep it simple. And that way we can just, if there's any,
The first meeting notes is just to,
yeah,
if, just,
Just a yes or no.
that's different than a confirmation, so you can leave the notes. The
Okay.
notes are there, there's another one for yes or no.
I,
I'm just doing how we did it last time, because then you have notes to refer back to.
okay, celebrating the season, a Halloween harvest, who is that one?
So that's a senior center, we had a bunch of those.
Oh, we did that.
That was us. It's okay. She- So,
Ranking sheet.
I don't know if I have the ranking sheet.
I know, that's what I was looking for, I forgot.
But I probably do, hang on, so the senior center took on, so usually we have like 2 people covering the senior center ones, because we usually give them 3 to 4, I think. And because we have increased funding, I'm thinking we could give them 5, and she did rank them for us.
Because we
So
got
there's a woman
9
that works
applications,
there.
9 applications this year? Was it
We got 9
nine?
applications.
Right, for,
We got-
specifically for the CAF.
And so I think I can find it there. So she did rank them.
She ranked them as according to what she wanted, but she also gave letters of enthusiastic support to all of them.
Are you talking about this person at the senior center?
Yeah, the
that's
one, sorry.
right.
Okay.
So she put
Aisha
support
or
letters.
Aisha? I'm not sure.
Aja, I think.
You're not
I
here.
well, I read them all. I read every one of them, so I
Right.
know.
So she was,
So she supported them all, and then she left us the dirty deed of how do we give 9? Do we give 9? So here's my dilemma. We can't just say no because we have too many for the CAF. These are good, these are honest applicants for good programs. So do we say yes to all of them and let the CAF deal with them? And then maybe some of them will go over to North Hill?
I'm confused. The CAF, what is
Oh,
that?
the CAF is the center,
At the height.
at the height.
Center of
Oh,
the-
it's a senior center.
Thank you.
Terrible.
Sorry about that.
But they also have a
It makes me
room
think
there
of
that other
catheter.
people.
Just dealing with old people.
Yeah, exactly.
But they,
Oh, you are funny.
I mean, there's a room there that Plugged In uses, there's a room that, so there, and they have a lot of programming for seniors. So all of these people have presented, I think they've all presented at least once at the CAP. And so,
Not all of them.
no,
But anyway, we had her first choices and her
Right.
second choices, and then ones that, some of them, she's like, I don't think it would be great. It puts us in a dilemma, because some of them, she's like, I don't think that would be,
it would work here,
Ideal.
but I gave them a letter of support.
so I don't want to say no. So we're gonna go through them. There's a lot, so.
That's not bad.
you'll have
She's
to
only
get us
asking,
for-
she's asking for $550, right?
This particular one is asking for
Mhm.
$550.
Is that one, or does that cover all of them?
No, that's just for one, this is for this
Quiet,
one
yeah.
out of 9.
Yeah, so we're
Gotcha.
looking at each individual grant right now. So we're at, this is.
This is the Halloween harvest.
Right.
Right, so we're at, so this is
Celebrating.
a great storyteller who's been at the center before. Aisha said that, yeah, she thinks it's good.
Yeah.
She's interested. She said, they have approval, so they have approval from the Center for Heights, and we tell stories of the harvest, and brings in folk songs. And, she said, and he says that it would still be, he could still do it if it was partially funded,
Right.
so. There wasn't really much more than that.
There wasn't much more. It sounds like a good program that people have enjoyed.
Yeah.
Oh, they had that last year?
I guess he's been there before
Yeah.
as a performer, not with the same act. but he's
Okay,
Been there
Right,
yeah,
before.
this is a different act.
I don't know that we funded him though.
I don't think we funded him before.
Yeah. So it was, yeah, it wasn't as descriptive, but
Right, I mean, my recommendation was yes, because A, she liked it, B, it looked interesting,
yeah,
and C, it's a little unique, so,
yeah, I was a yes.
so she was a yes on that. Okay, Veterans Day concert with Metro West Youth.
So which is the next one again?
Oh,
Oh, that was,
Oh, wait, no, we're on
No,
Are we going in
Bay
order?
Colony Brass, no?
Yeah, Veterans Day concert, Bay Colony Brass.
oh, yeah.
okay, that's me.
Okay,
I love spending money in the arts, especially when it's not mine, but they're from, I went to the website, I dug, they're from Newton, there's really no Needham connection, period. I could just end it there, plus other reasons. I can also, so I do not recommend.
they have no connection, they
No,
don't
I could not find a
perform.
Needham connection, other than being a neighbor.
Where do they perform?
Where do they, yeah.
Newton.
In Newton,
You say
Oh.
West
they're in
Newton.
Newton.
Okay.
Haven't you found some people just fill out everybody?
Well,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
applied, if you read through, they
Yeah,
applied
they
to
applied.
34 LLCs.
Yeah.
And
A
we saw
lot of
them
people
last
kind
year,
of do
too.
like a shotgun to neighboring
Yeah.
towns, and
Okay.
that's,
It's like direct mail.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'm sure some people from Needham go to watch it, but it's
As-
probably not a big hit.
As a matter of fact, I have two of the three, all three are from out of town, but one of them does have, I'll get to it, has Needham connections, so I will be recommending that. So I do not recommend them because lacking of the
Okay.
Needham connection. They don't perform here, and the members are not from Needham also.
Okay,
And, okay,
and Charles River Wind Ensemble?
very similar. They are from Newton. I went to the website, I found no Needham connection. It's not that there are Needham people in it, so I would not recommend. These are rather simple.
Yeah, I put how many Needham people actually attend, was my
Yeah.
question, so, okay.
Now, the other one, however, the Dedham Choral Society, although they're in Dedham, I know there are definitely members of the Needham community that perform with them, and people from Needham go to it. So I would like, they asked for $750. I'd like to know what we gave them last year. Can we find that out
Yeah,
Yeah,
and match that?
but we'll talk about the money next week,
Oh, okay, yeah, so that would be,
next meeting. This
gotcha.
is just, so
Yeah.
you do recommend
So I
that,
do recommend them because there's a definite Needham connection and it's a much broader group, yeah.
okay. Next is Bring Beakers Back to School by Stephanie Dickerman. Who did that one?
That's fine. So, Stephanie is a local resident who runs a birthday party business, mostly featuring science. So, so what her project features, in this grant would be, she wants to just host youth, in a big room in Broad Meadow School, like about 100 kids, and then she would do some introductory science concept through experiments that related to chemistry, physics. Now, she doesn't really state what specific area of science that she's gonna focus on. It looks very generic, and I don't know how much overlap her project has with just general science class content. And then, just to me, I feel like it's a very generic, thing that she put on, without much thoughts put into it. But one thing I want to mention is I think I went through all these grants briefly. I think it's the only science, project. So, to me, it's more like a birthday party that she runs, but just she extends it to like a larger scale.
she didn't have any videos online, right? Or anything.
She has a clip, I think, on her website, like really short clip. I mean, she like, I think in that clip, she like a clip of a party where she used like some like bubbles, like foams, all of a science experiment, so that the kids would be intrigued. And it's a fun experience. But like I said, I mean, I would want to see a more specific focus, like, is it about marine biology? Is it about electricity? Something along that line, or, is it, yeah, and also, I think we're gonna mention it next meeting, she asked us for $3,000. So, yeah,
It sounds like she's trying to market her business.
that is another concern that I have, yes,
That's what
because
sounds
she
like-
runs.
that's what sounds like to
Smells
me.
like she's fishing for customers.
That's exactly what I said. It's not clear what she does
I
as a
don't
marketing
think that's a
ploy.
good one
Yeah.
for today.
Which you might be, I mean, I guess I.
No, but she's not presenting it well.
But we have
I
a
think,
STEM
to me, it felt more like
program in our
university.
schools.
Exactly, so she
We
doesn't
have
really say if there's overlap or.
Did
like-
she,
We
has
have
she
a STEM
secured
program
permission
in
to
our
do this
schools.
anywhere?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
that
she
part
said
of the
it's gonna
school
be in
committee
Broad Meadow
chartered and put
School.
together.
We don't need this.
Probably
Okay.
she's the
Leslie.
parent, I'm not entirely sure,
Leslie's-
because she's a
Leslie's
Needham
program.
resident,
Did
I
she
would
have
assume.
commitment
No.
from the school that they
I'm
wanted
with you.
to work with the
Yeah, that was-
school?
That I'm
That
not
was my
clear,
question.
that I'm not
Yeah.
I
clear.
think just you're
But
giving
what
us
she
cards,
says is
business
that
cards
it's
at
open
this.
to all the kids
This guy
in
had
town,
this book.
so everyone can attend, not just Broad
So
Meadow
is this gonna
students.
be in a weekend thing? Is this gonna be like a Sunday afternoon?
She doesn't have the dates on it, it's just. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. The one, only, like I said, I think it's generic, it's just an extension of her party she runs for her business. The
Yeah.
only one benefit of the doubt that I would give her would be that's the only science
Yeah.
project that
I
we're
think there was,
seeing.
I thought there was another one that's STEM, but I don't know.
I mean,
If
I
she doesn't
Well,
have a
it-
date.
It's
and
basically
permission-
what she just said, but she lost me when she said, this is her business.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
And if she doesn't have a date and a commitment from the school, if we gave her money, how does she, what if they don't give her?
She doesn't have a date, I'm unclear about the commitment
Yeah.
from school,
She
So-
won't
but
get
she
the money
doesn't have
until
to.
she actually.
Oh,
does
yeah,
that.
it's all
Yeah,
reimbursement.
she probably just wanted to
Right.
submit.
But the thing is, you wanna be able to give the money away now, because
Yeah.
it has to be spent, and so. Some of the, I think, some of it can roll over.
Mhm.
No, if it's not
I-
personal
No
business.
You obviously don't recommend it, right?
I lean towards not recommending it unless we,
I mean,
want to
like,
balance things out, but that really is not on the scorecard, so.
so my one thing is, because I had a question here, because when I read it, I was a little unclear, like, does she plan on a science party, or is this just for school use? But you said already that,
It's for all the kids.
yeah,
And I would assume it's a weekend thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then you
Just-
have to
just
rent
in
a
quick
space.
names,
Everyone.
they
Right.
just sign
And
it.
I'll write it
Yes,
as a brochure.
well, she will have to pay
Like,
extra.
was that,
for
I
that.
don't remember, was that even on her?
Right.
Why are we still talking?
She doesn't
breakdown?
mention that.
No.
I would assume
It-
I
it's
think
just.
she doesn't say.
It doesn't
Yeah, it doesn't sound like she's
Just have
that
it.
serious.
Yeah.
I
It
think
would be
it's-
that, because something like this. would be
Yeah.
great.
If she has like a theme and have a plan in terms of what she's gonna do.
You're right, she
and what
doesn't
the-
have
then
that focus.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, can we move on?
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, I think
Sorry,
Yes,
so
anyway.
the second project, I'm not recommending, it's just a Discovery Museum from Acton.
Yeah.
Asking for our support so that they can do like a $1 free admission.
Actually, this.
We
is-
always,
we
saw
saw
that.
that.
Really?
We
We
do
did?
every year,
Oh.
because that helps a lot of families, including from Needham.
Okay, but that is
attend,
really
and
far
it's
away.
advertised,
Okay.
and
But
they do
apparently
go.
they get a lot of Needham
They
people.
said they have
They
over
do.
500
What is this?
Needham
Yeah.
families that benefited
Discovery
from the
Museum.
free.
Right,
Oh. Does it say it on that?
That's right, that's why we're discussing it, because
that's right, and you're new and
Right.
don't
Yep.
know the history of
Yep.
that
Okay.
particular, so we have a long history with Discovery Museum.
Okay,
Over the years, we have heard about the number of families that have benefited
okay,
from the reduced admission fees,
okay,
where children
Yeah.
might not get to a children's museum or a science museum.
okay.
And I know it's supposed to benefit you, and you don't know exactly how. I mean, they say there's a certain amount of Needham people that come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't mention how many Needham, but well, if now that we
Right.
know that there are many Needham family can benefit from it, then I would support it.
Right,
Okay. All right, here's another one for us.
Yeah, The Sound of Music and Songs and Stories.
She wants this one.
Yes.
This is our top, no, they're in Groveland. Nobody from Needham is gonna go up to Groveland.
No, they come to the
Oh,
senior
they do.
center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's at the senior center.
Yeah, it's there.
It's at the senior center. They do the Sound of Music and they talk about the
story.
the story, and so it's this, the actual, the story it was developed from, what inspired the
Right.
musical plus the song. And she,
They do it in character, they dress up.
and it was one of the woman, I should have said.
This
it was
is
one-
another
what
senior
did she
center
say?
one, sorry.
The kids.
I thought only action is.
No, it's another senior
We could all
center.
break into song.
Oh, the seniors in high school would not be interested.
No.
I didn't mean that.
Yes.
I think we all know the words.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
They'd be like.
In their second childhood. She, the woman at the calf really wants this one. This is her number one choice.
So we're.
It
yes.
sounds, I think sounds great.
So we're yes.
So,
As long as it's
idea-
in
The
Needham, I
next
agree.
one is, her
This is us
second
too.
choice, which we have funded before. Dance and Joy of Dance Caliente.
They've done it before.
We said yes before and we'll say yes again this year. And the next one is,
Mine.
We're gonna have to split you two. I know.
okay, we're down to 30 seconds for each one.
Yeah, I was
So,
just gonna say, I think we should put a time frame on.
Okay,
Um,
Christine, is
Your
your,
luck, because I'm next.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one is from Eileen. She came to our info meeting. This is through, she's calling it Move and Stop in Time in Your Own Lifeline. It's really the Needham Camera Club. And she's partnering with a speaker who it talks about the importance of movement and being limber and how that impacts the type of pictures you take and the kind of art you make. So it'd be two speakers. That special person she's bringing in to talk about the yoga movement, and then she will talk about cameras. I'm approving. I say yes, we approve it.
That's interesting.
okay, next, that's us,
No, hang on.
Jumpin' Juba Senior
Creative and
Concert,
original.
Stephen Hurlbert. It is us right here.
I had a question though. So is it just lecture on that one?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Is it just a lecture?
Is it just a lecture on that one for the camera club, or is it also hands-on? Or is-
It's both. She
Okay.
wants to bring in a speaker and then you come with your camera
Okay.
and she'll be giving you pointers on how to best use it.
Are you gonna be doing yoga and that's she gonna tell you to move?
The
show
person
you how to
talking
move.
before will talk about the importance of movement before you create art. That was kind of cool.
Okay,
Any other questions on that?
no,
Okay.
And, oh yeah, I did have one other question, which is how many, so is this just for 2 meetings of the club?
It's for one meeting and she was thinking about that she would have it at the gosh,
Needham Housing Authority?
thank you, yes, at the Needham Housing Authority.
Okay. And that was 950 for the one.
We can talk about money. at the next
money
one.
is next meeting.
Overall, I thought it was a nice idea.
Okay, Jumping Juba Senior Concert. This was, they've been to the center before and they put on a great show. Also with a letter of, support. So yes,
Yeah.
So
You guys want to
credit?
know more about that?
Yep.
It's R&B, 90-minute blues and roots music, classic blues, jazz, rock, folk, styles no longer heard in modern blues from the 40s and 50s. And
yeah,
she felt like they do a great show when she happened back.
and they move around and they get the people to
So
move
that was
around,
a-
which is good.
That's a yes.
Community Joy number 14 with Kalenu.
Thank you, Kalenu. I was wondering how to pronounce that.
Okay.
So they're also a repeat organization, right? We've supported
Yes.
them in the past. Always very well received. to do the Boston's Jewish Community Chorus. I think they're members of Needham as a part of that chorus.
Yep.
Joni, I think you've sang.
I
with
have,
them.
I didn't go back this year.
So that,
Oh, well.
I said yes.
Well, they perform in the Needham Temple as well.
Yes.
They're wonderful, amazing.
Very good.
All right, now we have another one. Sorry, you guys are gonna.
I know.
So Liars and Believers, which is an adapted theater workshop. Which it is a senior center, but it's actually not part of their program.
Right.
So it's just in human spaces, so we accidentally took this one on,
I know.
but they sound amazing.
I think we funded them last
Yeah,
year.
we funded them last
So
year.
it's neurodivergent.
It's for
theater
neurodiverse
workshop.
Oh, we did
people,
that last year.
age
Yeah.
12 to 20, I believe.
Yeah.
And they really do a fabulous,
16 to
fabulous
30.
thing.
Which is 16.
So I absolutely support them.
Um, Does anyone want to hear more? Is that?
Is
I had
that
them last
enough?
Okay, so they work with ages 16 to 30. It helps
Oh, okay.
neurodivergent people feel less isolated and builds communication skills for them, improves
Right.
listening, empathy, social awareness, and to connect with fellow students and members of the community.
Okay.
My one thing was I'd make sure that they target Needham housing in school if they don't already do so.
Right.
And they can use this space at the senior center. But I would say yes.
Yes.
Does that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They're really, they are special people who do this. Number 16, I am.
Not going to suggest we approve this one, from Mr. Maloney. He submitted last year, it was the exact same submission. I think he's just trolling to sell books. So I posed questions, never heard from him.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I did pose questions, yeah.
Okay.
I did to Eileen, she got back right away.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
So you say no to this one?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, here's this one. This is our hip hop dance for seniors.
Um,
The next year, Amy's.
Hip hop chair dance for seniors.
okay, so Amy, oh, sorry, Amy's not here, hang on,
Right.
she sent me notes. Hmm. All right, so 17 is music and dance. That one, hip hop chair
hip-hop.
dance. She gave it, she did not write any notes. She gave it a 27. And hang on, let's see if I had any questions on it. So Sarabita Needham Hip Hop Dance Seniors, they have a firm commitment. With five other councils. Says application funding for this specific project. But I wanted her to double check on that, and I don't remember what. Okay, sorry.
What is it?
Hip hop chair dance for seniors.
Oh.
So it's
Oh, I
for
missed that one.
older people and it's hip hop
Yeah.
music. Dancing in your chair to hip hop music.
I don't do it.
hopefully it's not an
We're all gonna go to the veto.
Okay. She says yes.
She said yes.
Okay, so it's a yes. And then the next, just up the next one too, Let It Grow, Paula Garden Art Pools.
So,
That's Charlie.
yeah, she gave it a 30.
Okay, that's a yes.
I feel like I would have to do the room on that one, but she. All right, she gave it a yes.
We all
Does
say
everyone
yes
know what
to
that one
Charlie.
is? Do you remember what that one is? Okay. Does anyone have an objection? No, okay. And then Needham Art Association wants to
Needham
do
Art Outside,
that, so if you guys have seen the banner, she gave it a yes.
they're great,
Absolutely, yes. The banners that you've seen around on the fencing outside,
Yeah, I
so they wanna do more of them and include more people, so that was a yes. Needham Diversity Initiative,
Multicultural Festival.
yes.
Yep, so this is an event that occurred last month in October. It checks a lot of boxes. It was a free event at the high school. All of Needham was welcome to participate. There was dance, food, discussions representing cultures around Needham. Again, it was a free event. It was well attended.
I did not go to this last one, but I went to the one before, it was really good. You're a yes?
Yes.
Next one.
So the next one, this one I'm leaning toward no, but I'm curious what others think. So this is the Needham Historical Society. It is, they're seeking money for store, I think it's called Thursday Stories. So they have a collection of stories about Needham, anecdotes and vignettes. They have, I think, over 200 stories. The amount they're requesting is $2,000. Here's where, so the person who wrote the stories and is organizing this is a paid employee, so she's already been paid by the town for the work of writing the stories. They want money for the design of the book that would be published. And then they're planning on selling the book, so making money off selling the book. And if we give them the money, we're basically would be fronting them the money for the designer, which they would then recoup if they sell the books. So if they sell the books and we've already given them the money for the designer, then we're just making money that we gave them money for.
But it would be money for the,
But why don't they just say,
Historical Society.
can you give the Historical Society money? Because they're gonna be making money off the books.
The Historical Society is gonna make money off the books.
Yeah, so they have funding for everything except the.
I know, I read
Yeah.
that part.
And they have a budget, and if they sell all 250 books, then it covers their budget. So they'll be making, if we give them money towards the budget.
they're
they'll
not
be-
gonna sell.
They'll be making
all
a
200.
profit.
Yeah, they're not, I mean,
Yeah, it just,
I can tell you, they don't make a profit.
yeah, no.
It also-
I mean, I've read the stuff online, it's really good.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, and it's, I believe, and I could be wrong, that it's more than one writer. This is called Stories from the Thursday
Yeah.
News.
Yeah.
Yes,
And I think they are stories from a lot of people.
yes.
Right. Most of them are from Gloria, like the knitters
Yeah.
and the Baker estate and all sorts of stuff.
Right, she runs
The, the executive,
Um,
but it
I
is
mean-
not a money-making organization.
Right.
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read this very carefully because my background is English lit and writing and all that kind of stuff, and I read the stories and I thought these stories are really good, but why sell it in a book? Why not just put it online?
Well,
And
that's what
so they do,
Well, it's a fundraiser.
it's a fun, yeah.
That's
And
what it
then
is.
then I read the next part, that's a fundraiser, and I'm thinking fundraising for the Historical Society is really important, and I have conflicted because of what you said, that on the other hand, it's one arm of the town supporting another arm of the town, and we don't have to fund it in full.
I just also like, what is the viability of these people actually buying these books? If they spend money to publish them?
I hate to keep, but I used to be on the board and they have a pretty good marketing and
Yeah,
distribution arm.
Right, they had the history of Needham book a few years
Yeah,
ago.
the
which sold.
knitters, the Baker's
Yeah, they
estate,
sold.
I bought mine there.
Yeah.
the ornaments,
They host a lot of events too.
They
at
host
the-
a lot of-
Yeah.
Some people come and go.
I mean, if it was something that gave them more exposure, that would be good, like, are they gonna,
Yeah,
like, I'd love to see them sell it somewhere outside.
It also,
Oh,
doesn't it
they
also
will.
include
Like,
a lot
if
of,
Taylor's was here,
underserved
it would be in
voices from
Taylor's.
Needham,
So
from the
it's in
LGBTQ?
several
It doesn't
places, I think.
specify
It
that
used to be.
in the proposal.
I don't know if I've read that doing a deeper dive, I don't
Right.
remember.
So you could find
I mean,
out.
I'd say if we did a yes, just not fully funded.
Well, we discussed the money will be next week,
Yeah.
but
And then you'd have to find out what they would do if you don't.
yeah,
Or did they say on that?
They said they'd be okay if we didn't.
yeah, I mean, so if we give
I think
them,
we should do. it.
yeah, I think we should in support of the there's a Hebrew word called Shalom Bayit, peace in the house. And
Gotcha.
you know, peace in the town in support of other kinds of things. And I think that's very important for us to do because we do get a lot of support from all these sources in the town.
Okay.
And also that's what Mia used to get her information for the mural.
Yeah,
She went online and.
she went to the
Research on that.
Historical Society.
Okay. Do it for me.
So,
Yeah,
I
okay.
just need it, because it's a
We're
useful
only at
resource.
22.
okay.
History
Needham
and play, Needham Housing, I'm sorry, yeah,
Right.
Needham Housing
Okay.
Authority.
I think both of those proposals from the Housing Authority are good. History at play, and they want to produce a play that will teach history and will be open to an ethnically diverse group of people. And of course, the target market would be the housing in the general. And I think it's good. And same thing for the visual arts program. They're looking at doing it in their own community and opening it to others ultimately with the idea of having a space permanently to display art.
Good idea. So I have one question about that one, which is, it's $900. So is that just for 2 workshops? I couldn't, is that clear to you?
No.
And it includes several artists or workshops, or is it just?
Wait,
It's not.
So it says, sorry, it says they want $2,000.
$2,000.
And then it says 900, I think that was per an artist. or
Yeah.
something. So would this just be for 2 workshops, and would it include several artists per workshop, or it's just one artist per workshop?
Yeah,
I
no,
believe it said 1.
it's 1,200 for the history of
For
play.
history, 2,000 for the
And
artist.
2,000
workshop.
to the artist.
Right,
Yeah.
and I believe it was one artist for each of the workshops.
I think it's 2 workshops.
It's 2 workshops, 3 hours each.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is that for 23 or for 22?
22 and 20, we're in 23.
Oh, both are like one workshop each?
I was just surprised at the amount that it's not, I mean, and I know.
I know we could get a whole mural extension.
I was surprised that it was 900 per an artist. Is
Well, it's
that-
3 hours,
Okay,
but I mean, that's still a lot, $300 an hour.
yeah, that's what was surprising
That's
to
a
me.
lot,
So
right.
maybe you can clarify that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you want to talk to them, talk to Lori and clarify how many artists per, so just clarify is that $900 for an artist workshop. I was just surprised.
Okay, 24 Needham Open Studios.
That's me. So I am recommending that we do fund Needham Open Studios.
always do.
Oh, my God.
They're a regular.
And the other one I have is the Needham Student Theater, which I think is really a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's ages 13 to 20-year-olds,
Oh,
and
that
they
was
do their
nice.
own production from soup to nuts. They do the whole thing. They're really cool kids.
Yeah, I thought that was
It's a really fun thing.
I didn't hear anyone say that.
So I'm recommending both of those.
I agree, I think that's great. Okay, Plugged In Band, Pathways to Music Open Mic. A new project for them.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, so, this project is an opportunity for elderly or disabled to express themselves at open mic night, which reduces isolation. The money goes towards the production and the staff.
Mhm.
They are requesting 1,000. I mean, I definitely think we should do this. I don't know about the money, we'll talk about that next time.
Right. I thought it was a really interesting
Yeah.
project.
They're great anyway. They have them at
Yeah.
once, so.
Sorry, guys, back to us.
Back to us, women the singers of the British invasion. These are the female singers who came along at the same time as the Stones and the Beatles and they didn't get as much playtime or as much publicity. And this person brings the women dressed as, you know, who they are and talks about the trajectory of these women. The cast said that they're not really that much interested, but also gave them a letter of recommendation.
They said it's not their favorite type of music.
Right.
Their age bracket.
What is the type of music?
It's the British music.
Oh,
It's
the British
you know, the
invasion.
Beatles,
So Petula,
which
no,
is-
no, no,
I would think
women,
that'd be
women.
right.
Women.
No, it's the Beatles era.
Oh,
That time.
Lulu,
And I
She
said
said Petula Clark
Right.
and.
Mary Ann Faithful,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they
She
were
was in
there.
there.
To Sir with Love.
And Dusty's Redfield.
Lulu, yeah.
That's Lulu.
I love
Lulu.
I saw that movie 10 times.
You don't know Dusty Springfield?
Oh,
Oh,
my
Dustin Springfield,
God.
yeah,
Mary Ann Faithful.
go home and, yeah.
Mary
go home and
Ann.
listen to music.
Sing it for me.
Give her her binky back.
All right, now we can really get off subject. Okay, back.
Okay,
bedtime.
so
I remember
I was
that.
kind of bummed that she's like, it's not their favorite kind of music, because I would go to that.
I would go to that too.
Yeah.
I'd even dress in drag and.
That I want to say.
I was so sure for you.
All right, then
Michael,
then I'm
we're holding you to that.
We're holding to that, and now you're gonna recommend.
And now,
it.
and I'll go with you.
And we give them the full 500.
Absolutely. Just-
I say, I mean, she said it's not their favorite type of music, but I feel like this is
What's
such a
wrong
good
with them?
idea.
Yeah, they better learn
And I
about it.
kind of, and I don't wanna say no to them, so
Right,
I don't
it's
know if
fine.
you find it, but it seems like the perfect location, I don't know where else you would have.
North Hill,
North Hill.
And most of those people remember all that.
absolutely.
Right.
Or,
Would North Hill like the
No.
British invasion? being
I
the same?
don't know, I have to bring it up, but I am on the program committee.
66.
Okay.
Good, we got an inside,
Alright, so I don't know, but I don't know if we even wanna
Right.
mess around with location or just,
I
I'm
just,
gonna
I
say
like
yes.
them, I really like that, and I looked up some of the singers and I went down memory lane.
I mean, we're not like, yeah, I don't
We're
know.
not seniors at the seniors.
I
Right.
Yeah,
know,
but I'm not
so,
sure we should be giving North Hill money to a program to go to North Hill, because we pay for a lot.
yeah.
But
So,
if we have one floating around.
It's okay.
well, I don't know, so I'm not really sure what to do with this one.
Well, if you really want to approve them, we just don't fund them in full.
Or we approve them and fund them in full and let them, I have a feeling that the senior center would take them. Even if it's not, if she's not number one on the list.
Oh, I'm
She did,
sure.
she didn't say a no to it. She
Yeah,
just
she
said-
just said that maybe, you know, maybe not our favorite thing, but we'll see.
All right, so I'm gonna, so do we just say yes?
We
for
say
now?
yes.
All right.
Especially since you did send a letter of support on how wonderful they are.
That's crazy.
But she,
Welcome.
but
to
we're
my
happy
life.
that
Yes.
they're opening up the senior center and it's a.
28, sculpture, you are here, Jennifer Powell.
so I love the concept. It is a fantastic concept. However, it appears to be a one-person band. And I spoke to her and just logistically, I don't know how it can occur. The other part, it throws a lot of the onus on the local cultural council.
That was what I said.
So I have to recommend against it.
Me too.
I love the concept too.
Yeah.
It's a
When I-
great concept.
And when I first read it, I read it as the cultural council will install, but then that was just like a reduced rate. So they
Right.
actually will install it.
Yeah,
but-
it covers everything.
Yeah.
And we can even have our own artist do the painting on it.
Right.
But it,
Then you have to find an artist.
you gotta find the artist. It's just,
I said it's a great idea, but a lot of work for us.
Right.
Yes, yeah, and I don't think she's going to be able to deliver to
That's right.
hundred and fifty towns, or
That's right.
351.
is it 351?
Well, she has
Yeah.
it directly shipped from the factory.
It's still the logistics behind just coordinating
Yeah.
everything is a nightmare.
I agree.
So, great idea, but
It is a great idea. Maybe
Rehearsal for Life freelance players.
so that sounds great, but if there's an organization that doesn't need money, it's them.
Wait, but we have, we have
We
funded
funded
in
them
the
every
past.
year.
No, I don't know
Did you
why.
look at their balance sheet?
I don't know why we do.
It's millions,
Yeah.
yes.
Because the parents pay a lot of money for the
People
kids to do
spend
that.
so much money for their kids to be a
Yeah.
part of that program, though,
Yeah.
like,
They're
they're
kind
not.
of-
I mean,
Kids.
I
Yeah.
will just quickly review. If you give me a second.
I was wondering if the budget was right, $242,000.
They had a few-
600.
The parents
So
pay a lot of
that's-
money for the kids to do that.
Yeah.
That's just that project.
Right.
In 2018 and 2019, through donations, they received $1 million.
Wow.
Through government, they received 85,000, earned revenue 249,000, donated goods and services 14,000. And I'm not asking for my Charlie Brown Christmas, which has a budget of 2,000,
Right.
and I could use it.
What were their expenditures? Do they have a?
Yes. 1,555,000.
Wow.
Which leaves them with a,
It leaves them with a deficit, but
right.
But what is the deficit? That can always be funny money.
Well, the thing is that, over the years, when we've looked at the budget and heard feedback from them, the feedback has always been really positive. And the budget's always been in the red.
Most nonprofits are,
Yeah.
but most nonprofits don't bring in $1,416,807.
Right.
I mean, plugged in, we're giving pittance, and they do a lot for right here.
I agree with Michael. They can find more creative ways to balance their.
I think they're just, I hate to say it, they have a professional grant writer.
Oh,
That's my
sure.
opinion.
Very well be. I'm sure they do.
They have a lot of kids from Needham.
Does this go
You
to
pay a lot of
But it's
money
private.
to
There are a
do
lot of
that,
other
like,
organizations
Where do they,
that are private.
where do they do this?
In Needham.
Like, there's a
Um,
spotlight
In Needham?
camp that does Needham too, and they're not coming to us for money, they're a private
They're-
camp.
And there
This is
are
a
art
private
teachers,
program.
art classes that kids take that parents pay for and
Yeah.
don't ask for funding.
We,
Yeah, it's a private
we funded
activity.
them every year for what, 5 years now?
Does it wouldn't change?
So I'll ask you a question.
Yeah.
If we don't fund them, how much do you think we will affect their,
Oh, zero.
them?
I think it's more like, I think it's just a nod of support to what they do. If we don't fund them completely, if we give them a little bit, it's just saying, we approve of what you do and we can't give you as much this year. They're not asking for a lot. They don't ask, they never ask for a lot. And they do,
I think Newton, No, Jamaica Plain.
supplement
no,
a lot of the tuition for kids from Needham
Okay.
who can't pay full tuition. Because we found that out many years ago when we started this. Because this is my third, fifth, sixth year, 5 or 12.
I don't remember if they do.
We did find out that they don't turn kids away who can't pay the full tuition.
Do you know what percentage?
I don't, because I don't know exact numbers.
Is it written anywhere in the description? That they don't turn people away?
they have a sliding scale.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Right.
But is that like 2 kids out of 80 or?
What if
Sure
we
it
give-
is.
what if we
It doesn't
approve
show.
them and give them a small amount, just as you said, as
Yeah.
a nod of.
Also, also we could also ask how many kids do they support this way for tuition?
So
So
they,
what question?
I don't
we've
think
given
they-
them 350 last year and they asked
Right.
for 350 last year.
Oh.
So.
And they're
we can
asking
give
for
them the same-
650
That's
this
not a
year.
lot.
It's not a
They're
lot of
asking
money.
for 650
So
this year?
Yeah.
So.
Give them the same as last year.
them 300.
Oh,
So it sounds like.
So why
we
don't we
wanna
do
say
this?
Yes, but.
how about if we do a show of hands, how many yes? Go out in the,
We're not deciding on the amount.
no,
Right.
No,
No.
just like,
That's
just,
fine.
okay, so. Yes,
Yeah.
Are they gonna tour around different towns?
we do that, we do that,
It's just the Needham,
Yep.
okay.
I mean, it's a huge amount of Needham families. I went to one of
It
them.
is.
They're really well done. I know the work of some of the people because I've not worked with them directly, but they're incredibly talented people.
Oh, this was you know what? I
Okay.
had the two magazines mixed up. I apologize for that. My brain is still in
What's
hospital
your
mode.
next one?
This
My
was
next one
the
is,
Solstice
Solstice.
Magazine was what I was thinking of also, that had the diverse voices.
so I think it is a tremendous idea. But my concerns. It doesn't really have a Needham impact directly. I mean, did you see anything?
What I saw was a really interesting online poetry story kind of magazine. I think they need to do a better, I've heard of it before, and I actually asked a friend, who's very involved in the world of gay literature and stuff like that, and they've heard about it.
It's
My-
based in Needham. it says.
Yeah, it's based in Needham. The
This is an
people are from
online,
Needham,
yeah.
and I think that it needs to do a better job of publicity to
Yeah.
get it out there. It is online. It's not, they don't charge for it, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
But,
well, so the readings are at Newtonville,
right,
at Newtonville Books. It's based in Needham. Unfortunately, we don't have a
we don't have a
bookstore.
bookstore.
And so my
he said-
question was, how will they promote it?
So, he said he would be glad to come and do a reading at the library.
That would be great.
Yeah, and I think the mission, it's almost like a Reader's Digest of great stories. And they're all vetted. So I think the product is
The
excellent.
product is really good.
Yeah,
I spent a couple hours in the hospital reading through it.
So what's your recommendation?
Check me out.
my recommendation is yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good project. And it's something different.
Okay, learn how to play ukulele at the
Oh, yeah.
senior center.
Yeah.
I swear to God, normally, this would have been three of us doing this, not just.
Oh,
us
the,
two.
what,
Is this their genre of music instead of the?
So
traditional
she likes
music?
the idea that feels it may not be able to have enough spots for seniors to join because there's only 25 ukuleles,
Right.
although it says up to 30 people. She's
That's
not
a
sure
lot
of
to
the
do.
draw for
Share.
seniors.
What?
Yeah.
She's not sure of the draw for seniors.
yeah, but
However, she did write a letter of recommendation.
right, she says, I'm not sure of the draw, but I'm concerned that with only 25, we might not have enough space.
So,
It's
And-
not an
Instrument.
I was gonna say, for seniors, that might be difficult.
But
I know,
for- it's a one-time thing, and you learn
Hey, I'm a
three easy
senior.
chords, and you're playing songs along with the leader.
Yeah, me too.
so, I don't know. I mean, it sounds fun to me, but
It sounds fun.
What were you gonna do?
We're the younger.
It sounds different, but I feel like there's an awful lot of programmers.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's,
I
if she's not.
There is, but we
You
have
know,
to be
something
careful,
that
because we
is worried
can't
about
say no just because of that factor.
Right.
So maybe it would be at the library, or maybe one of them would move someplace else. It's
So
up
you
to
can't
her.
say no because one organization has, okay.
Yeah, you just.
I think
can't-
we should talk to her and see if she can find another space.
Yeah,
But I don't know if the library wants ukuleles.
or so maybe one of the others can move.
Right, so
Right.
temporarily, yes.
There are other senior, there are other senior venues
Are
in
these the
town.
right demographic of it?
Well, that's what she's
Yeah.
not sure. Well, she said,
They did it once and he was, at
She
Hebrew
said
Rehab,
not
they did
sure.
ukuleles, everybody loved it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay.
All the 90-year-olds trying.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
They
love it.
I'm headed that way, I gotta be careful what I say.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Well, you know.
Well, we'll figure out about, because that is a good point. That's a lot of programming for one place.
Yeah.
Which,
Can we say yes and then put a question mark?
yeah,
Let's do
Because
that.
if we
Yeah,
don't have a
right.
lot of funding, we may have to eliminate some
And
anyway.
do we look
A
at the
yes,
whole
maybe.
body of applicants and say, you know, how many or how much money do we want to bucket toward, you know,
we have
seniors
a lot of money
versus a
to,
more,
we
a
have a lot of
wider?
money to spend.
Right, and we don't divide it that way.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
can't, because there are years we've had only 3 or 4 for the senior center. And a lot of things were very heavy on toddlers and little preschool kids.
Got it.
And this year, we just, you know, the seniors are raking it in and who knows why?
Because we're getting
Because there's more
bigger
of
and
them.
larger and.
And more of us.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's great.
Okay, cultural diversity, embrace and celebrate differences, story time crafts.
So let me, I would highly recommend that program. It is based in Needham,
Right.
supports schools outside of Needham, but heavily uses volunteers from the high school. We've granted them in the past, funding in the past, so I would highly recommend that.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Can you find out though, is this for more of the putting together the craft kits? It was unclear to me.
Yes, it's at craft supplies.
It's,
is,
again,
it's fun,
okay, more of,
But they do books too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right, so here we are.
Jack the Ripper.
You're back to us again.
Oh, boy.
That was her number one choice. It's an interactive theater, it's like a dinner theater kind of thing, with,
Ah.
like, figure out who the
Mystery
real Jack
theater.
the Ripper is.
You ask
nighttime.
questions, you interrogate the witnesses, you interrogate
Ooh,
the
that sounds like,
That sounds like a
suspects.
lot of fun.
yeah.
And
Is
it
it
was her
really
first
Jack
choice,
the
so I had.
Yeah.
She thinks it's gonna be great, Joni thinks it'll be great, I'm sure it'll be great, I have an issue with the glorification of yet another
Rape and murder.
or rape
Yeah.
and murderer for entertainment, with women dying, cause that's the real story, so that was my,
Yeah,
my one issue with, my one really.
Is it just for women?
No.
Oh. I thought you
No,
said-
but he only killed women.
No, 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 I understand that.
Jack the Ripper only him.
So.
But they were prostitutes. I'm just- No, I was teasing, obviously there,
I'm
every
glad that was
person,
you and not
every
me.
person is a person of value.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
I'm the
I
first
know,
one
I
to
know,
say that.
but
I'm
that's,
teasing.
that's.
Oh, my God.
Tanya, stop talking. Someone actually recording.
I mean,
Yourself
that-
in
that was
camera.
Impossible,
the-
no, it
Well,
just
that's
comes in.
actually one of the issues,
Right.
it's like they were just prostitutes, it's
So
just
who
like
cares?
demoralizing and not, and
I mean, I have an issue with it too, but I think that.
Yeah,
it's
why
somebody-
did they choose that story?
I don't
Probably
know.
because
True crime
Not
is really.
good
short
theater.
now.
Probably a bunch of men.
it's good theater,
Yeah,
it's
but-
not, you know, it's not the
It's
Boston
true.
Strangler, it's ancient history, so to speak.
Well, and could have a connection with the crown, right?
And
That makes it
That's what
kind of
they
really,
say. Yeah.
kind of cool. I
Pair
mean,
that up
maybe.
with the British invasion and you've got a package.
there you go.
Let's move on. Am I the only one? Well, I know you know, does anyone else have an issue?
I had a very big question when I saw that. I think
Yeah.
that's terrible.
Yeah, I
choice.
agree,
I
that's
like the
not.
concept, you know, I think it's fun.
Maybe
to
we
do
ask
that
them to
kind of
choose a
thing.
different story.
I'm
Terrible
wondering, I don't
story to
know.
choose.
You can
You
ask.
know what, I will ask, cause I find that just not.
the problem is we're making a value judgment.
Right.
That's right.
And we're not evaluating this on the merits according to the council and the
So it's
mass.
arts
We
and
can
culture.
ask them why
It's
they
arts and
chose, for
culture.
a clarifying question, why did you choose this
That makes good-
particular?
Makes good.
It's good theater.
Yes.
It's good theater.
It's good theater,
What's the
because
Sound of
there's no
Music? They could
answer.
do-
Nobody knows who it really was. So this is,
I have a question. Sorry. Would you approve it if it was a birth of the nation?
If it would work for the nation.
no,
No.
I'd have a harder time.
But it's equal. It's equal.
Uh,
It's a value judgment in both
It
directions.
is a value, you're right, it's a value judgment.
So
It's
I'm,
that- that's
I'm
why
asking that
so would-
question.
Would we approve
If
it?
you,
Would you approve it if it was a story that happened last year? Would you approve it if it was a story of those
No.
nurses that were murdered?
Right.
No.
And they were
But
doing
that's
it
still a
for-
value judgment.
Right.
No matter when it was.
I mean,
historically.
If it's well produced, I don't
if
see why
you-
not.
if you truly believe in free speech.
Yeah,
That's.
It's
that's-
fine.
yeah.
That's right. And it's ancient.
Well, I don't think
I don't
that,
think that's
that's,
It doesn't have to be
I don't think
ancient.
that's relevant. I understand what you're saying, but
Well, I think it's not the trigger that,
But
you
that's a
know,
judgment.
a recent event might be.
But if we're gonna support it and we think it might be, what's the word?
Controversial.
provocative or,
Or just, you know, I just forgot the word. Not, sorry, I just forgot the word I was trying to say. Offensive to audiences.
but how
I'm
do you
just throwing it
define
out.
It was
offensive?
not a lot
I'm
of
throwing
laughs.
it
I
out.
saw
Yeah.
that. Come
I'm
on,
throwing
you
it
know,
out.
that was offensive.
I mean, if we're gonna support something, we have to believe in it, and we don't want people to come to us and say, oh my God, you supported that, this was horrible.
So, yeah, but I
art.
think
It's
that
art.
is
But
making
that's
a
what it's supposed to
judgment.
do.
It's art.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing it out.
Yeah.
And if the
Yeah,
rules say
absolutely.
you can't,
No.
What's
say
making
that,
it-
then
what's
fine, we
making
can't
it
say
so-
that.
I don't
I'm
even
just-
see why it's,
Cause he murdered women.
I
but
think,
it's how it, would they really show it? I'm trying, what makes this, because of the death and the murder or?
what they do is they present people who might have been the murderer. They present witnesses, then they open it up to questions, and then they ask the audience to decide who was Jack the Ripper.
I think the way
I think
they,
that's
the way they
interesting.
presented it though is very like cavalier and ha ha ha. and
It's
I-
sort of like murder
That
mystery
was murder
theater.
mystery.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
mystery theater, and it's been done before, by the way.
Mhm.
That Jack the Ripper is one of the more common,
There's probably a package you can buy for
that,
the murder mystery.
yeah.
Hey, should we do another vote on this then? We vote this?
I don't think we can value judge.
Yeah, I agree.
All
I,
in favor?
I think it sounds good.
okay, there you go.
Jack the Ripper's on.
it's not something I'd go to see,
I
however,
wouldn't- I wouldn't see.
I
wouldn't
can
both of
see,
these.
Oh, I can see
I
the
see it.
intrigue of it as a.
I can
game.
see the intrigue as a game, and I can also see
kind of
the,
funny.
interest in a parlor game, in the mystery theater aspect of it.
But I think it's interesting to.
I think I've been
watch things just for
hypersensitized to the
informational,
issues
and
of
you don't
women.
have to
No, I don't
know
think so at all.
Just, understanding that. this
Okay,
happens.
Highland Glee Club, we got about another half hour, let's go. Highland Glee Club of Newton, who's got that one?
I got that one. So we've granted to this group in the past, they have performances in both Newton and Needham. The only problem this year is they have not been granted performance space
Yeah.
together with the theater of the church in Needham this year.
Okay, are
But
they
the
working for
performers
Concord?
are from Newton, not from Needham. The
There
only
are no-
connection is Needham perform, I mean, they perform in Needham.
Are they working on getting that space?
They have not been granted it this year. So
No, there
it's, no, like they will not be performing in Needham this year.
They won't be performing,
They
and they're,
couldn't get the space because there was a conflict on the day.
Ah,
They
It's
will,
probably
they
during
plan on
Christmas.
coming back again
Next
next year.
year.
okay.
okay, yeah.
I
And
don't
they
know,
do
they're a
have-
good group.
And they do
Good.
have,
Needham members?
I don't think they do.
they, yes, they have meeting members.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
So what is your
So
recommendation?
my recommendation is yes.
Okay.
Because of,
Okay, and the Needham Concert Society, number 35?
that is also a yes, they perform in Needham, they have members of Needham, as well as like they eventually will also have student concerts where students in Needham or teachers in Needham are able to perform.
Yes, they do a wonderful job.
Yeah.
My kid performed for them for years.
Yeah.
And then the
Great
River
group.
School.
Rivers,
Yes. The River School, School Conservatory. This is the Rivers Symphony Orchestra concert. It offers adults chance to perform classical pieces. And 3% of the musicians are from Needham, so I say yes. They're performing at the town hall,
Right.
Powers Hall here.
It just happened. And the next one, the Weston
Oh, yeah.
Friendly Society of the Performing Arts.
So this one, they're entitling it, and they're enhancing community engagement and cultural vitality through public display banners. So this is an opera and a musical theater in Weston.
Right.
They want money from us to advertise
Signs in Weston.
through banners.
How do you really feel?
Which you're gonna be featured.
Is this a
Get
yes
their
or a
floors
no?
done or
No,
something.
they're gonna be featured on Route 20.
Right, no, I know.
I sorry.
No, no, don't be sorry.
That was a
I didn't even
rhetorical question.
She said, is this a yes or a no?
Oh, wait your turn. It's a no.
Yeah, it's a no.
Okay, and my last one, John Waterman. So this is very interesting. Live music making history. Live music making history live is a series of programs that use original songs and arrangements to inspire enthusiasm about a desire to explore history. They're designed for libraries, senior centers, and other venues. I think this sounds great.
But they didn't have a,
He doesn't have a location,
yeah, that's a problem.
or a date.
And you don't know about the quality
The quality,
of his performances?
no,
There's some
No,
good,
he has
there's good
videos.
press in his,
He had videos on
you know,
one.
all of a sudden I forget.
yeah, I think
Sorry.
he had some press in his application. And did he have a letter from the senior center?
No,
No.
No, he had a letter from somebody
I'm totally blanking on this.
I don't
So-
remember.
giving him,
that.
he had something.
He did not have
He had some
They
kind
don't
of
have a partner and they
recommendation.
don't have a venue.
no letter from anybody.
And no letter. I would go
Okay.
back and ask them. If
Yeah.
you
Okay.
haven't already.
All right, let me find some more information, sorry.
Ask him about venue and date.
Well, he doesn't
What-
have either one.
Yeah, what are his plans? How's he, what is?
You can email
Okay.
him and ask.
Yeah.
And get,
No, I will.
cause I thought it was a
Okay.
great thing.
Yeah, I thought it was
really
great
good.
too.
Get a tape example of his performance.
Yeah,
So are we gonna put yes with a question
They're
mark?
online.
yeah.
Okay, yes with a question mark.
There's some videos.
Okay, the Theft of Dignity, Needham Free Public Presentation.
Yes, I spoke to Dennis Weiss. He is a Harvard-educated actor, writer, and producer. He lives in Canton, but the production would be here in Needham. He is trying to get into the high school, but as alternate locations, talking, I mentioned how good Newman Elementary is and how wonderful production they do there. Possibly the senior center. So he's still actively doing that, but his presentation is about bullying and how it affects children today. And he wants to present it to parents as well as children, so they can know how to handle this a little better. And I mean, he's very passionate about it. He's very educated about it. And I think it's a wonderful thing. And I absolutely say yes.
Okay, you say yes.
But I think he doesn't have a location, right?
He doesn't have a location yet, but I kind of gave him a little poke and said, let's get with the program here, and he's actively doing that. So I'm sure he'll have a location. He's a very proactive person. He's got a very impressive website, et cetera. And
Yeah, he
anyway,
does.
okay, so I say yes. And then the next
So
was
can
you guys.
Can you?
Do you want me to elucidate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, see if he can try to secure a location before our next meeting.
When
Which is
and when is the next meeting? What's it?
December 11th, 10th?
December 10th?
He should be able
Maybe it's
to,
the week before.
to secure that.
Oh, it's the 10th.
Okay, yep,
It's
I
the
will get
10th.
in touch with him.
I
All right.
don't think he can do that.
And he, the $680, he's already got various things for the production, but this is
Okay.
okay. So, do you want me to go on, or I think the next one's yours?
Okay, yeah, the next one's ours. Songs and Stories of Johnny Cash.
Hmm.
another one for the senior center with another letter, and this one is about, I don't know, halfway down.
She
No,
said,
it's almost near the end.
so it's
Sometimes our crew doesn't love this era, they will come for any music, but this isn't their favorite.
Boy, they don't
I
like the
think it's not
Beatles,
her
they don't
favorite.
like
I love Johnny Cash.
Yeah, feeling a little biased there. Yeah, I know who
I
Johnny
say
Cash is.
There we go.
Oh.
Take my
We
binky
can all
back.
go with the seniors now. I love the
Yeah.
seniors.
I'll go.
I'll go.
You're not a
Okay,
senior.
so
you guys
I'll
were
take
gonna
my mom.
like all go be
I'll take my
storming
mom.
the
Take me,
senior.
I'm
She can
center.
sit with your
Is this a
mom.
yes or a no? I don't-
it's a, yeah, it has to be a yes, we have no legitimate reason to say no.
Except that she may not want them all. So
Well,
we're gonna have to.
She
figure
can stay
that
home.
out.
She can stay home.
She shouldn't have been giving everybody letters of, you're wonderful, we can't wait to see you.
Be a rocking time at the senior center this year.
We're gonna be getting calls.
You never know.
I love her enthusiasm, but now she's gonna have all of them storming her door.
All right, so
You said you love us. Okay, Chinese, New
Yes,
Year.
so, Dennis Zhang, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I wasn't able to reach him, but he is affiliated with the Charles River Chamber of Commerce. We have done things with them before. They have had the last one they did this is for New Year's, their New Year's festival. There were 21 performances. And that's, and then there's food, and it's not just for Chinese people, it's for Pacific Islanders, Indian and Japanese as well. So it's a beautiful multicultural event.
Right.
And that also, the last time, they got an award of recognition from Jake Auchincloss, who is our congressperson. So that's, they're pretty,
Yeah.
they do well.
Is it open to the public?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's-
everybody.
yeah.
Okay.
So is that a yes?
I would say yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And the second one again is by Dennis Zhang, and that is for it's for the children's music, okay, the children's craft festival. Again, we supported that in the past. It's been, I believe, the other one is at the Newman School. This, I think, is out at the Commons. Yeah, it's on the Commons, and it's in May. And it's youth musical and dance as well as crafts and calligraphy. I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
It sounds
And they're asking for, what are they asking for?
$9.50.
$9.50, yeah. So I would say yes to both. I mean, they're proven
Right.
to be wonderful and they have a great cultural influence. so.
Yeah, I agree. They do a very good job, and it's a real benefit to me.
I can't think about.
We're done.
Woo, that was great. I think we should all have some candy to celebrate.
Where's send my dentist bill?
Did you bring your own M&Ms?
I don't.
Wait to brush my teeth.
James and
They were next-
Where are they? I love them.
I don't know.
Oh, we ate them. Shona and I ate them.
How they ate them.
Alright, do we have to end the meeting?
I'm sorry.
Did you?
To end the meeting, right?
Does everybody, before we go, just so you're prepared, look over the ones we said yes to. Look over, the
Close to
amount of
Christmas
money
Eve?
that
Yeah.
we're
After,
asking
yeah, that's what I was
for.
thinking, yeah. I'm old.
And think a little bit about whether you'd fund them in completion, whether you would want to fund parts, and make yourself a few notes so that you have a good sense of next week's meeting, because next week we have to do all the hard math and make sure that it adds up to the amount we have at the end, and that's, we have said no to 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only said no to 4, and out of 42, that leaves us with 38.
Wow.
Two of them were mine.
We have, how much
Wow.
do we have over the 18,000?
29,000 something, 459.
Yeah, but for
Big
the,
thing, you can read it.
just the grant
let's
money
see.
before we add the extra,
What,
from
next week
the
it's
town
11th?
money and the
So-
state money.
Yeah,
Where are we
that's
now? We're the 12th now. Next week is the 18th.
8,300, 9,400,
On Monday? or
17,700.
Oh, I thought you wanted to wait
17,
till after.
But I
Thanksgiving,
think
I'm
we
happy
Oh,
to-
no,
29
no, no, I was
completely
talking
to-
about when is the next
Oh,
meeting.
oh,
Right,
oh.
and we have to
So the
take that
next
2,000
meeting
out
is
for the
December
mural.
10th.
No,
December 10th.
that's different.
No, that's from the town, the discretionary money they gave
Anya,
us.
can I have your sign?
Okay,
Your
so
name?
that's really what we have to do for next
Absolutely.
week. Not next week, next
Maybe the
meeting.
meeting's long.
What is the next meeting, the date?
I believe it's
December.
December 10th.
Okay.
December 10th, okay.
All right, ending the meeting?
Anybody have anything else to
I
say?
make a motion.
Please take